guys, I was not planning on making this video today, but there's a really good chance that I just bricked the Rubicon 392. Essentially what I mean is that I've probably locked up the PCM. What I was trying to do is I needed to get the last written tune for the TCM, the transmission control module, to get a new tune written. And whenever I was doing that, I unplugged it, could not find the TCM anywhere on my files. So I found out that I actually needed an update, so I went to go update it. And whenever I updated it, it seems like it cleared out everything, like completely wiped all of my tunes. So from what I read on the forums, it said that I need to plug it back into the vehicle because it just kept saying updating, and it did it for hours and hours. Then it just said please wait for hours. So plugged it back into the vehicle, and then it automatically started tuning. I went through the process thinking it needed just to establish a baseline tune again. And after I got done with that, it's showing everything on the readings. I didn't start it or anything like that. But then whenever I plug it back into the computer to download the old tunes back onto it, I can't. It won't let me. Almost like it thinks it's a different vehicle. I go to the vehicle information and it shows a different VIN. So there's a chance that this thing is super messed up. So I'm gonna try to fix it today. Now it's Sunday, and with Diablo tuning, there's no support on the weekends. So we're kind of all on our own. Now I'm gonna plug the module back in to see if maybe we can establish a baseline tune. I think that's probably what we need to do, because whenever I'm trying to reinstall these older tunes, the updated tunes, the performance tunes, it's saying that they're already loaded, but it's not saving it into the actual custom tune section. And maybe it's just because it doesn't have that baseline tune saved. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Not sure. I'm not an expert at this stuff. I've tuned a few different vehicles, but each one's a little different depending on what system you're using. I just really don't want to fry this PCM and have to get a new one. It's just a headache if you fry a PCM, if you guys haven't done it before in the past. Same thing as last time, it's telling me to put it in run. Then I can click. And it did this last time. That's what freaked me out, to think that it actually downloaded a different tune, because it did go through the process of actually updating the ECM and PCM is what it said. So that freaked me out. Read back up. Let's continue. And I don't know if we had our original backup on here or not. I have it saved in a separate file that's not on this programmer. So worst come to worst, I should be able to get that done. But what I need it to do is to read this original backup, and then maybe we can attach those tunes to it. Then hopefully we'll be in the clear, but then that doesn't save me from the issue of having to get a TCM, the last written TCM. That way I can get the new tune for it. We've got a new spicy tune I'm wanting to throw on, and I just need all the info to send to the tuner before they can do that. And I couldn't access all the info before. So this has become a absolute cluster, and it's not how I wanted to spend my day or last night, but here we are. So let's see what this does. All right, so we've got it all plugged up. Now I need to see if, so there's no extra tunes downloaded down here. So I'm gonna go back to my old tunes, and we're gonna get these tunes dragged over. And as soon as I click off right here, it should download the tune here, and hopefully it won't tell me that it's already logged. Ugh, we shouldn't need any updates. Went through it. So many updates in the last day on this. Device is up to date. But before we dive too deep today, I've got to introduce you guys to today's video sponsor, Evil Energy. Now, Evil Energy makes a lot of different stuff for a lot of different vehicles, but today they sent me their fuel line fitting kit with their nylon braided fuel lines. So what you're going to see whenever we open this up is a 10, or maybe this is a 20-foot nylon braided line. You can tell it's an awesome line right there, definitely stout. And then we've got our actual fitting kit down here as well. So we've got all the different parts and pieces that we need to get everything set up. Now they make fitting kits and fuel line kits for the entire fuel system for a lot of different vehicles. Some of their specialties include anything for an EFI kit or an LS swap. So for LS swaps, they've definitely got you covered. But these guys do so much more. They offer everything from exhaust systems, cooling systems, different suspension, fuel systems, fuel hose fitting adapters, oil catch cans, wheel spacers, coilovers, and so much more. Another great thing they offer is free shipping on anything over $50, so you literally cannot beat that. So whether you want to get a coilover kit for your Subaru STI or you want to get an exhaust cutout kit for your Bronco Raptor like I have, go check out Evil Energy. A huge thank you to them for sending out this awesome kit, and a huge thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to it. So the part that I really needed to figure out, I figured out off of camera, but I had the module plugged into the Jeep itself. I went to the tune selection, went to custom tunes, and if you click import tunes, there were no selections there. But whenever I went to delete tunes, there was a bunch of selections there. It looked like it had double downloaded every single tune that I've ever had. So what I went through and actually individually selected those and deleted them. And then I went back to the module while it's still plugged into the Jeep, and that's where we pick up recording. All right, so now I've got it all plugged back in. We're gonna go to tuning. Gonna go to custom tuning, install tune. And just like that, the tunes showed back up. So I had full access to select the tunes that I wanted at this point. And just to be sure everything was working correctly, I went ahead and installed the 93 performance tune, just so, you know, if I did have to start the Jeep all of a sudden, that it was going to work and not fry the PCM, or at least I hoped. But I got all that tuning done, and then it was time to go ahead and send off the TCM right back. So we just went through all that. It says that it's tuned successfully. Let's go ahead and try to start it, see if this thing blows up. So I came back in here and actually downloaded the TCM backup that I needed. And I don't know why I didn't have that earlier, but I did not. Sent the TCM over to the tuner, so he should send us a new tune here shortly. And we can go ahead and throw it up on this and download it and see how it feels. And just like that, Shawn from SSI Tuning has sent over the tunes that we need. So let's see, we're going to drag and drop it over there. Let it load up. 93 octane race. See what it says over here. Has been loaded. Now I got the TCM. Perfect. So we can download these new tunes and hopefully it'll liven this thing up even more. Custom tuning. Install tune. We need to go to Octane Race 1. We need to select the trans. And then it's going to do all the weird stuff. Well, let's go ahead and fire this thing up. So we got the race tune and the race TCM tune in. Now this really should help the delay in the paddle shifters. You know, previously it's been extremely laggy. And that is much faster. And of course, I'm sure it'll change the transmission shift points a little and all that stuff as well. And then for the actual tune, like I said, this is the race tune. So with 93, it's about as good as we're going to be able to get. Another guy had actually ran a 3.9 0 to 60 on 37s. So that's good. On these 38s, I'm sure we'll still be around that 4.0 range, but pretty darn good. Now I'm driving it in all-wheel drive right now. I have my JL Taser plugged back in. I always unplug it whenever I'm doing the tuning and stuff like that and plug in a bypass module. Let's turn down this back road right here. Get on it just a little bit. That is way more spicy. You can definitely feel it. That's pretty impressive. Let's roll at about 40 and hit it. Now I'm gonna leave it in automatic, let it do everything right now. We're at 40 miles an hour, just gonna hit it. A little more aggressive. So I'm gonna downshift into third and punch it. Yeah, the paddle shifters are way more responsive. And this thing really feels dialed in. That's crazy. Throttle response is great. For an old Jeep, I swear this thing will surprise you. All right, let's give it a little rip right here. An actual launch. That thing is launching hard. Now I'm gonna put it in two-wheel drive because that's really how I drive it the most. It gives me a lot better gauge for how much more, you know, what the tune's really done. All right, we're gonna stomp on it again at 40 miles an hour. Right. It roasted the tires at 40. Now it didn't do that. Try it again, 45. It is roasting the tires at 45 miles an hour, just stomping on it. That is crazy. All right, let's do it at 50 and see how it feels. Still feels great, but it will only drop to third gear. Whenever you're at 40-ish, it'll drop back down to second. It hits hard. All right, 40. It'll get up to 80 like that. That is impressive. It's so hard to really show you guys what a tune will do, but you really just have to use your butt dyno for it to tell, and I can definitely tell on this it has made a significant difference. All right, we are cruising at 35. Gonna stomp on it. That is insane. I'll do it at 40. Oh my gosh, that hits hard. Let's just do a quick 40 to 50. Oh my gosh, it's insane. Even the exhaust tone is different. And also with that tune, they've got the cooling dialed in. Oh my gosh. Pulls in so much air, it's crazy. Well, now that we're back, I've got to tell you guys, I am more than relieved that the Diablo tuner actually started working. I was really worried there for a minute and really thinking that we're going to have to get a new PCM or get the original coating or something like that. But luckily, with a little bit of extra work, everything ended up working correctly. Now, I've honestly got to say, the tune from SSI on the Rubicon 392 is awesome. It's literally amazing that with the tune, you can adjust that much of the inner workings with the transmission to actually make the paddle shifters work. You guys know if you have a Rubicon 392, the paddle shifters literally are just useless because they're so slow. So not only did that tune unleash more power, but to have the transmission dialed in is a big game changer. Like I say, for the Rubicon 392, that's one of the biggest struggles that I've had so far. And for those of you that have been wondering, the Bronco Raptor is nearing the 10,000 mile mark. You guys know on a new vehicle that I'm testing out, I really want to get it past 10,000 miles before I do any crazy modifications to it. And as it crosses that 10,000 mile threshold, Shawn over at SSI, the same company I've been using for tuning on the 392. He's made his bread and butter the EcoBoost engine. So I'm definitely going to be reaching out to Shawn over at SSI to get an amazing tune for that EcoBoost to really wake up the Bronco Raptor. And to see the things he's done with those has blown my mind. So I'm really happy to see how far we can take it on the Bronco Raptor. But as for the Rubicon 392, I can't tell you how happy I am that everything worked out today. The beginning of today and even last night, I was pretty sure that the Rubicon 392 was going to be a brick, at least for a while. Well, a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, Evil Energy. And if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.